All right, so I know that I've been wondering, I'm sure some of y'all at home have been wondering, where in the world did the name John Doe come from? So Scott and I were on our way to NPK one weekend, and sure enough, I just asked him randomly, I was like, hey, where did John, I mean, John Doe is a badass name, right? But where did it come from? And he told the story, and I was like, we are making a video one day of where this come from. So that's what we're doing right here, right now. Scott Taylor, where did John Doe come from?
It's a little bit of a long story, but so I had a IROC Camaro, and we were racing it. We were grudge racing it. We called the car Buck. It was a weird name. When I bought the car as from a friend of mine, the car was already called Buck. So we kept the name, and we grudge raced it every weekend. We run out of grudge races. Nobody else would really race the car, so we sold it. And I will say, probably a week after I sell the car, I get a phone call that says, hey, you want to race on the street, Cleveland? I'm like, yeah, you know, I got a small tire car, let's do it. They're like, it's gonna be big tire. I'm like, what? So I just sold my car, and I have 7 days to get ready. You know what I said? I said, you know what? Yes, I will be there somehow, some way. So Art Henderson was working for me at the time. I sent him, I looked on, Racing Junk was like big and popular back then. It still is, but Racing Junk was huge. So I get on there, I look for every car I could find an Oldsmobile. It's like, it's not really my style. I'm a Camaro guy, but sort of fit the criteria what I was needing. The price range was key. I mean, I gave like 10 grand for this thing rolling, so it was definitely my price range. So I sent him after the car. I called Taylor Lassiter. I had a motor being built for my small tire car at the time, 421 small block. So Art swung through and grabbed the motor. I went and picked up a transmission and converter, and we met back at the shop and put it all together. We just slinging parts. We had no idea what it was going to do. I put a big nitrous jet in it because I'm like, running a small block against all these big blocks, I'm gonna have to have this thing on kill. So we put a big nitrous jet in it, set everything loose. To be honest, at that time, I'd never run a big tire car on the street. All the street racing around here is on small tires. So we had the Fairmont on small tires. We had 3 or 4 little LS Mustangs on small tires. So big tire, trying to go really fast. I was sort of guessing at it. I set all the struts to full loose, set all the shocks where I thought make it dig, and try to make this thing, you know, stick to tire as much as possible. Had the wheelie bars way up in the air. So we go out, and me and Art and Thomas McGalley, and I'm trying to think of who was all with me. Jim, trying to think if Lloyd was with me or not. Lloyd may have been with me, but I line up, I go down to the far end of the racetrack, and the very first pass in this car, we turned on all the nitrous, had everything on kill. When I let go of the button, this thing wheelied for 300 foot, come down, busted the oil pan, and I'm talking about we were on gravel rocks. And when I was walking down the track, and me and Thomas was talking, he said, you know, what are we gonna call this thing? We got to talking back and forth, and I said, well, this thing is a beast. I think we're coming out of nowhere. We're gonna have one of the fastest street race cars in the country. Sort of like a John Doe. Mm-hmm. Nobody knows us, but here we come. And that's the name stuck with it. We showed up, nobody knew who Scott Taylor was in the you know, street racing scene on big tires for sure. Mm-hmm. We were bracket racing, we were grudge racing on the small tires, but big tire, street race, street outlaws, they had no idea we were coming. Yep. And so John Doe stuck with it, man. Yep. And now we got Track Doe. You know, we had Jane Doe, which was a real nice car, but it was all carbon fiber, so that didn't fly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a couple people online that were like, "Oh, you come out with another Track Doe? Why didn't you name it Jane Doe?" You know, it seemed like it would go with John, you know, but
if I hadn't have already used the name, maybe. And I thought about it because I mean, obviously Track Doe has been used before, and I used it, so I really don't know, but John Doe for the street, Track Doe for the track. It makes sense in my head. Yeah. I'm from Petal, Mississippi. I'm pretty simple. I know people said that's pretty basic answers, you know, as far as basic names that you come up with, but pretty simple guy, man.
It's your car, right?
Yeah, I mean, and so that's the name on this deal, you know. It stuck with me, and love the car. I might change track cars every year from here on out. I don't know how it goes, but somebody comes along, wants to buy this thing, I'll have Wally build me another one. Doesn't mean a whole lot to me. It's just a car.
Yeah.
But this car here, John Doe, means a lot to me. It means a lot to my family. We honestly went from barely being able to afford to race to, you know, racing for big money every weekend. So this car has always got a place at my shop, unless we tear it up. I hope we never tear it up, but it won't leave here. It will never get sold, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
But I know that's a very long story, but that's the only way I could explain it. I guess a long story short, me and a friend of mine, Thomas McGilly, came up with the name John Doe while we were testing to get ready for the street.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
It's definitely an iconic name. You came out of nowhere, and y'all seriously showed up and made yourself somebody. So y'all got a lot to be proud of there. A lot to be proud of in this car, and y'all got some work to do left, that's for sure.
Absolutely. You know, we set out as a goal to be competitive. I didn't want to show up anywhere that I didn't feel like I could win, you know, and we've not won as much as we wanted to, but we're always competitive. And our goal this year is to get past just being competitive and be a winner.
There you go.
And it's going to be hard, man. These guys everybody wants to win just as bad as we do. And so it's a tough deal, but I promise you, we coming.
Yep. For sure, man. Well, appreciate you telling that story. Hope y'all enjoyed it.
Hope I didn't bore you guys with that, man. I know it's a long story, but there you have it, John Doe.
There you go. All right, y'all. If y'all got any questions to go along with that story or whatever, just go ahead and comment below, and Scott and I will sure to get y'all whatever answers to your questions that y'all have. So thank y'all very much. We appreciate you.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
There you go.